Hey guys, it's Adrian. Today we're going to do something a little different. If you'll notice, I'm not on Moto. I am on Duels of the Planeswalkers 2015 today. It's an interesting game. You have access to a limited card pool, the same as anyone else. And the reason I'm doing this instead of Moto is because not only will we get to check out a different deck, but I am going to be using this. I got some feedback from my friends who don't play Magic that they really didn't understand my previous videos. So this is just sort of a more basic video. If you are not interested in that, that's totally okay. But I am going to be explaining a lot of really integral concepts that some of you may already know. Beginning, I guess, with the cards themselves. So each card, and this Pokemon has a really nice zoom-in feature. So each card does a different thing. So the basic premise of Magic is that you're a wizard and you are fighting another wizard, and you do that by summoning creatures and casting spells. So this would be an example of a creature. He comes onto the battlefield and he, can attack the other guy and hopefully get him down to 0 life. Creatures and spells cost mana. So this guy is a red spell, so he costs red mana and one of any other kind. This guy is a blue spell. He costs 2 blue, 2 of any kind. And as I play the game, I'll show you how you get to cast these guys. But I basically just wanted to go over the deck I'm playing real fast for, I guess, a quasi introduction and deck tech, if you will. I like to run a red-blue tempo deck on this game. There's lots of bounce removal like Vapor Snag, which can return creatures to the opponent's hands. Voyage's End. I have a Think Twice in here to draw cards. I have a Counterspell package and Nullify and Dissolve. I'm running 4 of these because I'm also running the Kiln Fiend, and he can get unblockable and get pretty big and come out of nowhere for the win. And I'll go back over to Kiln Fiend real fast. So that's one of my win conditions. The other one is Gutter Snipe. Whenever I cast an instant or sorcery spell, he deals 2 damage to each opponent. So that's really useful if you get a shock off. So you essentially can shock them for 4 with that guy out, which is really, really useful. My other creatures are Goblin Electromancer, who lets me cast all my instant and sorceries for 1 less mana. More on that when I play him. And Talrand, who, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you can put a 2/2 blue Drake creature token with flying onto the battlefield, which lets us attack with flyers basically every turn. It's really, really powerful. There's no Lightning Bolt in this format. Shock is actually the best removal spell. It is sort of the bolt of this format. All my creatures are 2/2s for the most part, and a lot of other people's decks run some sort of mono aggro, which is why Anger of the Gods is in here. I can board sweep, then play a Talrand, and then hopefully win from there, while at the same time keep my opponent off their big cards with Dissolve and Nullify and my bounces. So, like I said, red-blue tempo deck, it gets the job done. I like to think it's a pretty good deck. Because of the limited card pool, there are some very wacky decks out there. There's a really wacky combo deck we might play against. A lot of people are in 3 colors, but the only fixing in this format are the Guild Gates. So these can tap for 2 different kinds of mana, which sort of help enable the 2 color decks. All in all, I think that this game is very fun. I think they implemented it poorly, especially based on the other ones where you got to unlock cards. You still unlock cards in this game, but there's a certain pool of them that you must buy booster packs for, and I'll admit I bought them. I'm not really proud of that because I don't really think I should be supporting such a sloppy DLC system, but I did it. Think Twice is one of those cards, and it's really, really key to this deck, and as is Vapor Snag. Vapor Snag is a premium card. I don't know how many of the other ones are, and I don't really feel like looking. But the game does give you a lot of choices. There's a lot of different cards. It's interesting because you can only have 3 uncommons total collected. 4 commons, 3 uncommons. You can have 2 of each rare and 1 of each mythic rare. So there's no deck out there with like 3 Bramazes in it. You can only run, it makes you focus a lot more on the commons and uncommons. And I believe that the best commons and uncommons are the blue removal and counter spells. So that's why I'm playing this deck. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into some games, and I will showcase the Duels of Planeswalkers 2015.